Welcome to Wrestling Static, where we don't talk about games, but we watch SummerSlam and just stare at the camera.
Welcome to Gamesthetic episode 226. We are watching SummerSlam right now here in the studio. Night one, first two-night SummerSlam, which is a very average card. John's already unhappy with a couple of the first matches. John, how you doing?
It's nothing I ever say is gonna happen, or nothing that I want to happen. I said when we did our show yesterday, that a lot of times I'm picking what I want to happen, not the smart thing,
right?
As shown by some of my picks.
Yeah, like picking Solo Sikoa to beat Cody Rhodes last year. So shout out to that. But yeah.
Solo's gonna win this time.
Oh, you got him! You got him this time against Jacob. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. No, shout out to A Terrible Wrestling Show. If you're into wrestling, go over to A Terrible Sports Network and check out that show. The SummerSlam episode with me, John, and Ricky should be up right now. We'd appreciate that support. But we are going to be watching SummerSlam as we do the show. But we do obviously have a show to do with the Partner Direct. We have a few other things to talk about, like how the disaster that's BioShock right now. There's some interesting stuff going on there.
That's fine. We still have Judas.
I know you got Judas coming out, so you got something promising, kind of in the same type of vein. So, but BioShock is pretty rough right now. So we're going to talk about that. HD2D games, kind of the future there, because it just continues to be super promising. So it'll be a fine episode. We'll have a time. But if you could like, comment, subscribe, we'd appreciate that, as well as checking out the Patreon if you want to support us further, and some Rogue Energy and the merch store all down below, and we'll shout them out later on in the show. Zach, how are you, by the way?
I'm good.
Good.
Just disappointed we're watching the fighting I not wanted to see this weekend.
Yeah, I know, right? We have another type of fighting going on this weekend as well.
Evo!
But we're watching the other one. We're watching some wrestling with SummerSlam in here on the studio TV.
It's a nice mix-up for me, Zach. I've been watching Evo all day.
I mean, I have too. It's the more relevant for the show, though.
Evo would be the more relevant for the show. You're right. I got to figure out which camera is yours, Zach. Is it this one? Oh, that's John's camera.
Did you break it?
No, it's not broke. You're just like a little off center, so I wanted to center it up. That's all. Oh yeah, you're good. You're perfect. Thanks.
All you had to say is scoot over.
Well, I can move it myself. It's fine.
Obviously not.
I just don't know which one it is. It doesn't tell me. It says
that
1,
means
2,
you
3.
can't.
Also, you could have told me last night we were doing ATWS that the entire time that we were doing it, my camera was with me offset the entire time.
I didn't even notice, was it?
I looked up. I looked up towards the end. I'm like, I am so far to the left of this camera.
I didn't even notice that, dude. My bad. How's it going, Game Enjoyer? Hopefully you're having a great day. But yeah, no, I mean, it'll be a fine time. We'll have a good time. Talk about some games and try not to get too distracted with some wrestling. You know, we have the Karrion Kross match and Sami Zayn match about to take place.
Who and who?
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be disappointed at the end of this one too.
Yeah, more than likely. John's just going to have a night of disappointment, top to bottom. But
maybe night 2 will go better for you.
Nope. Based on my picks, nope.
I am excited for night 2 tomorrow. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like what we talked about last night. I was so unexcited for this event, and then just talking about it, kind of going about with all the different possibilities. Okay, I'm a little bit more excited about a couple things now. But
I guess to stay relevant along with wrestling, WWE, the recent one, 2K, is it 26?
25, yeah.
25. It's currently on sale on Steam. So
hey, shout out. I also saw the side-by-side comparisons of it on Nintendo Switch and it on other platforms, because people just like to point that stuff out. But
on Switch or Switch 2?
Switch 2.
Okay.
But something someone did point out with the Switch 2 version of the latest game is finally the Switch has a good wrestling game, because they haven't had one to this point. So they have one that's actually playable and actually good.
Worth a damn, yo.
Exactly. So I mean, shout out to that, at least for the Switch 2, man, and Nintendo. Now we get to see the disaster that's going to probably be Madden 26 here in a week or two going to the Switch 2.
Yeah, all the third-party stuff going to Switch 2 is very funny.
Yeah, so, yeah. You guys want to talk about anything before we jump into stuff? Because we'll start off with the Partner Direct, kind of go from there.
I just found out earlier today, apparently Tribe 9, in its death of the game come November, is going to continue as a non-profit dungeon to continue the project and finish out the story.
Oh, hey, that's what's up. Respect that. I like that. Here we go. At least they're gonna be able to finish the project.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Trap9. What an interesting property. Cool property. Cool property though. Cool property.
Just couldn't find the fan base.
Yeah, it just didn't stick. Didn't stick. What about you? Anything you want to chat about before we jump into stuff?
Yeah, we can go ahead and jump in.
All right, let's jump into it. Yeah, so we had a partner direct this week. A lot of people were pretty upset about it. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, John, got a question for you.
I know what the question is.
Did we get a date for Prime 4?
Oh, no. I did not know what the question was.
I knew what it was.
Okay.
Because when I put the message in our Discord afterwards, when you were messaging about it, you got real defensive about the fact that it was a partner direct. I just want to point out last week when we did this show, you yourself said, "Man, if we have a direct and they don't show Prime 4, you're gonna start to get worried."
It's a partner direct.
And we didn't. Hey, we did not know that at the time, and you said if it didn't get a date on the next one,
there needs to be an asterisk in there. Okay, we gotta have an asterisk in there. All right, it's a partner direct. It doesn't count.
When are they gonna?
What you mean it don't count?
It doesn't count.
When are they gonna show it? We're not getting another one.
That's not true. We could. It is possible.
And we're already in August.
It's possible. Maybe.
Man, you might.
The last. Okay, the last.
Give up.
I will say the last. Hold on. I will say the last time that we got a Nintendo Direct immediately following a partner direct, it was a certain type of Nintendo Direct, but it's still possible because it was in 2020. We had a partner direct at like July 29th, and then on like August 6th, we had the Mario 35th direct just days later.
Cool. Also during the year where we had nothing going on.
So I'm just saying it's possible. It's a low chance, but it's possible. Look, it got rated in Korea. You know, it's Nintendo claims it's still set for this year.
Delusions, all you want to. But let's talk about what actually got announced.
All right, fair enough. So this direct, though, a lot of people have the mindset. It's like, oh man, this could have been an email. This could have been an email. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. I actually have my very firm reason why I think people say this sucked, and honestly, it did kind of suck.
It was fine.
It was fine for what
I didn't watch it.
It was fine for what it was, but I think we can all agree on why a lot of people did not like it. It comes down to the fact that we are still in that period of new console. So this is a direct that was very heavy on already released titles or already announced titles. That's just like, oh, hey, we're coming to the Switch, you know, because that's the bulk of what this was. Now, the few new announcements we had, really cool. You know, Monster Hunter Stories 3, cool. The Legend of Elliot, cool. You know, Octopath Traveler 0, cool. But other than that, you look at it, it's very front heavy on already released titles or already announced titles, just getting the nod of, hey, we're coming to the Switch platform.
Yeah, it was kind of whatever until it got towards the end.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when it got towards the end, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the last two announcements were awesome. Love to see that. I'm very excited for is it a Legend or Adventure? The Adventures of Elliot. Very excited for the Adventures of Elliot. That one looks really cool. Demo's out now. But I mean, for the direct for what it was fine. You know, partner directs, I know sometimes people like groan on those, but honestly, we've had historically pretty solid partner directs. Again, I just think this one just sucked in a lot of people's eyes because we're still in that awkward window of new release console, and it's just everyone getting the news out that, oh, my game's coming to the Switch too. This game that came out last year is coming to the Switch too. This game that came out last year is coming to the Switch too. It's one of those awkward situations.
It's gonna be like that until summer next year.
Yeah, like, you know, like I 100%. You know, because like out of all the games that was announced, like all the stuff that was shown, like, so the main stuff, Octopath Traveler 0, The Legends of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection. We got the news that Yakuza Kiwami, the first one's coming to the Switch, as well as the announcement of a second one, which was not previously announced. We got another look at Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and then we just got the news that like P3R is coming, which kind of expected. Another look at Final Fantasy Tactics, and an announcement of Pac-Man World 2 Repack. And then it's like you look at the rest of the list, like I think there might be a couple of new announcements in there. Like I think maybe Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is new. That was new.
Yes.
Okay. But it's like the rest of it, it's like Star Wars Outlaws, Apex Legends, Madden, FC, Sparking Zero, Just Dance, Once Upon a Katamari. You know, it's just a bunch of stuff that's already announced, and it's just getting the nod that, hey, we're coming to the Switch. We're coming to the Switch platform or the Switch 2. So it's like, I think that's why people are just like, oh, this could have been an email. And I feel like for a lot of those, yeah, it could have. But again, for what it was fine, you know, especially when you have it, you know, kind of front loaded with, you know, at least 3 pretty cool announcements. The Octopath Traveler 0 looked pretty interesting. I have not really played the first two, but this one looks like you create your own character and you're only playing as one character.
Yeah, it's a prequel story.
Yeah,
It's a prequel story to set up, but you still get a large band of characters.
Oh, is it? Because I thought it just showed that like you literally create a character.
You do, but then you also recruit people.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one where it's like you have your main central character, but you
Versus-
still
Okay.
get a party.
Yeah, versus the other two, you choose one of the 8 characters and then you start
So
from their story.
yeah, you play as the one character and then you just get more.
Yeah, you
Okay,
gather
yeah.
Because
That's what I noticed in the trailer that was different is like, okay, it's not just strictly like this band of characters. You make a character and you're playing as them.
Well, how the Octopath Traveler games work is you choose one of the 8 characters to start with them,
Right.
and then once you play through their initial story, you round up everyone else.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, I was gonna ask you guys because I know you've played them. So, like, with this being like a prequel, whatever. So, is there like an overarching like lore story of Octopath Traveler or what?
Probably if I dig deep enough.
Okay, I had no clue, and I was just I thought it was interesting.
All I know now is that it's in Fantasy Philadelphia. So,
Fantasy Philadelphia, please stop. But no, I mean that was a cool announcement to see. And then the Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales. That's one that I have not played the demo yet. John has.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this game.
what is it?
So, yeah, I could just go into it here because I played the demo earlier. It's a fairly short demo, or it's like I think I beat it in about 40 minutes, going kind of slowly through
RPG, action adventure.
it. It's a 2D art, like
HD2D.
they're HD 2D style, like kind of ARPG.
Okay.
Kind of like the older Zeldas.
Yeah, everyone is saying this is basically if Square made their own Wise game and a Zelda game combined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one where, like, in the demo, one thing about it is, like, all of the story element stuff that you kind of do in it, and, like, the main character stuff that you do in it, everything's voice acted.
Mm-hmm.
The level of voice acting is kind of, it is what it is.
Pretty.
I gotcha.
You're giving me Triangle Strategy vibes right now.
A couple characters are
That didn't really have voice acting.
Yes, it did.
It had very little voice acting.
Yeah.
The whole game was voice acted.
I don't remember that.
couple characters in the Adventures of Elliot seem like they have pretty good voice acting. Couple of them. There's not a lot in the demo, but the few characters that there are, there was one King in particular where I was like, all right.
Okay, now I remember. Was it in English?
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Triangle Strategy I did in Japanese.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. Yeah. No. The English voice cast was horrendous.
Well, that's not fair to them.
But Adventures of Elliot, it's one where, like, there's a bunch of, like, monsters and stuff on, like, just in the overworld, and it's like you just walk up and fight them. It's like there's each different type of them. They have their own unique stuff that they do, which is pretty cool. Some of them are enemies that'll just, like, charge at you. Some of them will shoot projectiles at you. There's some that just like they'll just sit there and kind of do an animation, and they shield every other enemy that's around. So you have to go take them out before you can actually damage. They basically make them immune.
Gotcha.
It's got, dungeon exploration to it. There's, it's like the various puzzles in the game too. One of the things that they showed off is, like, you have your little fairy companion.
Okay.
You can freely control that as you're walking around. You use the right stick to actually just move that thing around.
Okay.
And the fairy has its own, or there's, like, abilities tied to the fairy. So the one that's equipped by default in the demo is you hit it and it's basically like the fairy jumps on your back and you start moving really fast. And you have to hit the button again to cancel it.
Okay.
But if you run into a wall, you just get a bonk, which is kind of funny. There's another one that you can equip on the fairy. You pick which one you actually want to use, and it's one where you use the right stick and direct the fairy where to go. And when you hit it that time, you just teleport to where the fairy is.
Gotcha.
So it helps cross chasms and stuff like that. And it's stuff there's, like, specific little mini dungeon type stuff where it's just kind of like parkouring around that they teach you all that stuff in it. Basically, just a whole tutorial section that you play. But there's little secrets and stuff too. Like you have bombs that you can, you have bombs in the demo, and bombs are a part of combat. So, but there's also like cracked walls and boulders and stuff that you can explode to open up dungeons or additional pathways to explore. Pretty cool. The demo ends on a pretty fun boss fight. Kind of teaches you different mechanics with it. One thing that's kind of funny is you got a jump button so you can jump around in the world, and there's a little bit of platforming.
Okay.
Not only in exploration, but there's like vertical platforming in the boss fight, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty cool game. They have a system that they refer to as Magica. It's basically just from like killing mobs, and I think you can craft them too. You get certain Magica crystals, which you can combine. Basically, you have like a little bag that you have that you can drop them into, and it mixes them together, and they enhance like your combat essentially.
Okay.
Because you have some that just give you more damage. You can swap to a like this melee and range. Like you have a bow, and one of the magic things that I had, if you hit an enemy with a bow, it does a portion of that damage to, or a certain amount of damage to another enemy.
Okay.
So it's like little things from like it slightly increased damage or charge time on your weapon, because you can charge up your sword to different levels, and the higher level you do, you get a more enhanced attack, like throw a little projectile beam in front of you and stuff like that. So you can enhance charge time, you can enhance how your bows work, bombs, like I got one that was like the ability to throw out 2 bombs at a time. So things like that can change how you play. But overall, it looks like it's going to be a solid game. I was interested in it from watching the trailer of it and then playing the demo. Really excited to play it.
Yeah, that one's slated for 2026, so it's like automatically you already have something anticipated for next year, kind of thing.
Yeah, because like as you explore the world, they have like little, I forget what they call them. They're basically little save point pylons.
Okay.
And if you go to one of the, or like if you're out in the world, you can open up the map and just teleport to any of the pylons.
Gotcha.
So it makes traveling, because there was a point where I was like, man, I wish there was like a fast travel feature in the game. About 3 minutes later, the game told me, it's like, oh, you can open up the map and fast travel to any of these.
Mm-hmm.
So, the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting in the game is the way they handle like healing and potions, which is you have 2 slots for potions in your inventory, and they're one-time use.
Okay.
And you can carry, I think you can carry more potions. You can only have 2 equipped though. And since everything's one-time use, you get a glass vial afterwards. So like when you go to the shop to buy a potion, you have to have a vial to put it in.
Okay.
And if you don't have a vial, you just can't have that potion.
All right.
Nice. Like I told you earlier, I downloaded the demo. I downloaded just earlier. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. But like overall, like there is nothing but praise for the demo and for what this game can be. Like everyone who likes RPGs and stuff, like, and especially HD2D games, are immensely pumped for this game.
One other thing I found interesting is like so you start the demo with a sword and a bow, and you can open up like a quick access wheel screen and change which one's equipped. But I found another sword in the demo. It's not, and it was like, it's not just like, okay, I need to go swap to that sword. It just upgraded the sword that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that as you play the game, you're not gonna have to worry about like which sword or anything you have equipped like that. It'll just be like various weapon types, and as you get the upgraded version of it, it's just you will have one sword, one bow, one whatever type weapon they have.
That's kind of cool.
And as you discover the new ones, yours just gets upgraded.
That's kind of cool.
And it adds different, like the upgraded sword I got added an extra level of charge.
Right.
It. So it increases the damage and gives you a little effect with it. So I assume that's just going to continue when the game comes out. So that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
A little less inventory management.
Yeah, which for games where you just kind of get like the same weapon but like an additional number on it, whatever, or like it's like just the same weapon name but it's like a little bit, the inventory management element of those kind of games can get a little overwhelming as you just continue to just pile up on stuff if you're not like on top of it consistently. So just that like upgrade feature that it does automatically, that's really nice. It just lets you play.
I just enjoyed what the Darkness games did. You just picked up tons of pistols. Once you ran out of bullets, you just threw it aside, grabbed another one from his spatial bag.
One thing too, if the little fairy that's running around with you, if it's annoying you, there's a button that says hide, and it just disappears until you call it back.
Congrats, Navi.
Like,
yeah, that's what I was just thinking was Navi.
Well, one thing I found kind of funny is there's in the open world, there's like tall grass and like pots and stuff. If you swing your sword, you cut the grass down.
Okay.
Because if you walk through the tall grass, you slow down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut the grass. I also found out if the second you enter the grass, you jump, you go back to normal speed.
Okay.
All right.
Because it's like, I don't know, I was just jumping around everywhere because it was fun.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing that tonight.
Yeah.
Like once we're wrapped up with the show, I'm gonna bust out the Switch and
Yeah.
finish watching SummerSlam. I'm gonna be playing the demo.
Weird thing to say about like this like kind of ARPG style adventure game is I would be excited at the puzzles they put into it.
Really?
Because it's one where it's like the ones they show so far are like super simple stuff. But
Yeah.
assuming they expand on like the fairy abilities and stuff like that, there'll be some cool stuff you can do.
Nice. Yeah. No. Everything about it looks really cool. That is immediately one of those that's like shot up on my list for 2026 of like, okay, yep, can't wait to hear more about this one. That one's gonna be exciting to check out.
Oh yeah, in the overworld you find challenge shrines as well.
Like similar like what Breath of the Wild or Tears has.
Yeah, it's like a building that you go into and then you interact with it for a challenge. And one thing about this game, they are not shy. Like when you're walking around the overworld, there'll be like a few enemies together in certain areas, but they're kind of, for the most part, they're spread out. They are not afraid to throw a shitload of enemies on the screen and be like, deal with it.
Figure it out.
Nice.
Have fun.
Yeah. Godspeed, buddy. God, I can't wait to try it out, man. Like I said, as soon as we're done with the show, I'm going to play it.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It was one where I was like, this could be cool. And then I was playing it. I was like, oh, this is going to be real cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I can't wait for it. Outside of that one, the rest of the direct, there was not anything for me to personally walk away with. It's like, oh yeah, I'm super pumped for that. I was gonna ask, Christina's played both of them, but hadn't beaten. Have either of you guys played the Monster Hunter Stories games?
Nope.
No.
Okay. I haven't either. She's only played a little bit of 1 and 2. Dude, me and her both agreed when we watched the direct the other night. Watching that for opening each other, we both straight up said, this looks just like Fire Emblem Three Houses, but Monster Hunter. Like, it was giving the most aggressive Fire Emblem vibes of just like the art style and like some of the character design. It's like, this is just Fire Emblem Monster Hunter.
The best I know about Monster Hunter Stories is it doesn't really flow like Three Houses, but I don't know. Maybe they changed it with 3. Is it still the same kid?
I just more so mean like the art style approach behind it. Some graphical choices, art choices, design choices. Like it just, that's the first, like, let's not even say, let's just say Three Houses or Engage, just like current Fire Emblem, like that's just what we saw when we were watching it. It's like, yeah, we both agreed. Yeah, this just looks kind of like Fire Emblem.
I mean, for me, it was supposed to like, it came up and it was starting to go through and show, and I was like, oh, look at that, they're making another stories.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad the stories is continuing for the people that are fans.
Yeah,
those aren't huge entries,
No, it was one where I was just like, oh, they're still making these.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I mean, they only make one every so often.
Yeah, they've only made the 2. One on the 3DS once upon a time, ported that bad boy up, and they made a second one.
Yeah.
That's all they've done.
It's just one where like I've never paid attention to it, so whenever they do make a new one, it's always, oh yeah.
Yeah, right. No, I mean the rest of the announcements were It was again, it was a situation of we're still in the realm of a new console. The only other one that I looked at that was like new that kind of got me like, oh, that's cool. It's just another repack game. Because Pac-Man World 2 on the GameCube, loved it as a kid. So it's like I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Other than that, I got no standouts from it. I mean, the Adventures of Elliot was by far my standout, and a real positive standout. Other than that, like the partner direct was just it was what it needed to be, I guess.
It's cool to see more Octopath. Those are games that I still want to play at some point, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, Adventures of Elliot was like far and away the thing I looked at. And I was like, this is the cool thing from this direct.
Yep. Another thing to shout out. I don't know if it got announced this direct or what. I don't know, but just something to shout out. There is also a demo for Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and people have been checking that one out that I follow, and they also say that is incredibly fun.
Isn't that the side-scrolling hack and slash?
Yeah, it is. The art style for it looks really, really cool. That was one of the things that stood out to me for it. I have not obviously checked out the demo, but apparently people are saying, no, please go check out this demo. This game is actually pretty sick. So that's something else to note is the Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It was actually just part of the splash reel that they had at the end. But other than that, I mean, again, the direct was what it needed to be. I mean, it was just announcing games that we know is going to like come to the console, you know?
It's all just stuff that hadn't either was said it was coming to the Switch and they hadn't said it was coming to the Switch 2 yet, or just hadn't been mentioned yet. That was like, they'll say it at some point or it'll just happen.
Trying to see something.
Check out that new Katamari gameplay.
No, not that. No, someone popped in chat and I was looking at their name and I'm just like, I feel like I know who you are. And you just changed your name for the stream. Because I know you can do that because Josh tried to do that once and mess with us. And he changed it back. And the only reason I found out it was him is because I went back to the live stream afterwards to go check something, and it was showing his name in the chat because he changed it back. But the question was thoughts on Hello Kitty Island Adventure update coming this fall. I shout out. Christina was pretty pumped about that. That was the Wheat Flower Wonderland DLC that got announced during the Splash Reel.
Haven't played it, haven't watched anything, but congrats on DLC.
Yeah.
Means it's having some success.
Yeah, no, Christina saw that and she's like, oh, DLC. I'm just like, she's like, I still need to get that game. She does still need to get it, but no, shout out to Hello Kitty Island Adventure, getting a new game. But no, like I said, I saw that person comment. I was like, do I know who you are? Did you change your name to come in here and troll me? Because it's happened before. But no, shout out to Hello Kitty Island Adventure, man. I still think it's so damn funny that the game got made strictly off a meme. That is still one of the funniest things to me.
It did?
Yeah, South Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a South Park meme where it's just like, oh, what are you playing? And it's like, whatever. And, whoever it was, because I don't watch South Park, was just like, oh, I'm playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. That was years ago. And then they made it into a game. So, shout out.
Why not?
But no, overall partner direct was what it was.
Yeah.
Could have been an email. I get why it wasn't, though. At least had some cool stuff. All right, let's shout out a sponsor. Let's shout out Rogue Energy. Use our referral link down below. Promo code SPARKY3 to get 10% off your order. Doesn't matter if you're using the hydration line, the chill line, or the engine line, whatever you want to pick up. The promo code's going to work for them. But hey, listen. If there's another sale going on, that's fine. No big deal. Don't use our promo code. If you use the referral link, you're still helping out the brand. That's what's important. And we'd appreciate that support. But if you want to use Sparky3 and support the brand, you know what? That's cool too. They're all delicious. You should check them out. Use the referral link down below. So, still going through SummerSlam right now. So, shout out to that. We're now on the Tiffany and Jade match. This is going to be possibly a boring match.
Oh,
possibly a boring match. Yeah, this is going to be possibly a boring match. But we already know the outcome for it. So, that's what it is. All right, let's see. So, the next thing I was going to ask you guys, because I thought this was super interesting, is I was going to ask you guys just kind of your thoughts in general on like the future of like HD2D games, because obviously over the last like 5 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. I can't remember when it really started to take off, but let's just say 5 years. Like it's just continued to grow and grow. Where we had Octopath Traveler, which really kind of set the standard for it. We had Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler 2. We've now had like the Dragon Quest games. We have the Adventures of Elliot, the Dragon Quest remake games. I mean, and the thing that I thought was so interesting is now with the announcement of the Octopath Traveler and the Adventures of Elliot, Square has actually created an entire division for HD2D called Creative Studio 5, as well as a Twitter account and an X account dedicated to Square games that are HD2D games, right? So it's like, it's no longer just like, oh, you're going to kind of see them every once in a while. It's like we have dedicated divisions, we have dedicated resources, dedicated teams to do these, at least on the Square side of things. And obviously, there are other studios and other like indie devs or whatever also dipping their toes into HD2D. But I was just kind of curious, you guys' thoughts on like the future for HD2D in general. Like, how are we looking on it? And maybe even some titles you guys would like to see get maybe an HD2D remake treatment similar to Dragon Quest. Because I was kind of looking into that. There was one game. Something Lagoon starts with a B. Do you know what I'm talking about? It only came out in like Japan, like Baja something Lagoon. It was a JRPG that came out in Japan, never came out over here. Everyone would love that. That was on so many dang lists. Let me see if I can get the game for you. But just kind of curious if you guys have any hopes and dreams for something that could be potentially getting that treatment. I think the quickest answer would probably for a lot of people be Chrono Trigger, but it's also the question is like, do you touch that or not?
Yeah.
I think Xenosaga would be kind of cool. Just from what I see from afar, I saw a lot of people comment that
one. You mean Xenogears?
Xenogears, yes, thank you. But yeah, have you ever heard of that one?
Oh, I mean, I've heard of the series.
Okay, yeah, no. Bahamut Lagoon. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of people have that on their list. Would love an HD2D remake for that.
But it was only released in Japan?
Yeah, I think that's what I read. Yeah.
It's unlikely, but possible.
I was also thinking about other properties that could maybe get the treatment too. Other properties across multiple studios or publishing companies who they could look at a property that's been dormant for a while or a property that's been kind of dull for a while, that could maybe fit into an HD2D type of genre, like something like that. Because like my first thought, and I know it's a laughable one because I already pointed out on a video that I did recently that you should go watch. I made a video recently of Nintendo IPs that I think could legitimately come back in the Switch 2 era, and the last one I said was Earthbound. I know, and / Mother. Like I know that's like the ultimate, like no way, but no, I'm legitimate. I'm legitimate on that. I really think there is that possibility that Mother / Earthbound could come back.
I mean, that's where my brain went immediately.
Yeah, and I think that's one that'd be great for it.
It's one that like it gets talked about a lot, and it's like I don't think if it got the treatment, people would actually flock to it to buy it.
Right.
But it's one where I could see it being one that people talk about.
Yeah. I think any sort of like maybe also like DS or GBA era games that maybe you want to kind of look to bring up, to modern. I think that could be one because I know one that I also thought I was like maybe go back and touch that Golden Sun property and maybe kind of bring it up into that realm. But no, it's just like overall, like how do you guys feel with where HD2D is going? Because I feel like it's really blossomed into such a popular genre where anytime one gets announced, I feel like there's like unanimous just praise for it.
Well,
or at least excitement. I mean,
I'm gonna say part of that I feel like comes from the fact that so far, I mean, it was Octopath and Triangle Strategy are kind of the ones that came out that were like these are new.
And then we got like Live Alive.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that one too. Yeah,
I was gonna say a lot of it so far is, or like some notable ones have been like you said, going back and working on old properties.
Yeah,
and it's like that helps bring some excitement to it, but it's also the fact that the games that they've done with it so far have all been solid. So
that's
far,
the biggest thing.
It's like so far, I think it's less to do with the style of the game and more the fact of the quality of the games that have come out so far is why people get, because now when we see a game coming in that art style, everybody's expecting it to be good because so far everything has been good.
Yeah, it's like that natural knee-jerk reaction. Oh, HD2 game, this is gonna be a banger.
I was about to say, yeah, because that was my biggest thing as well. Is like all those games have just been solid. I mean, they're not always just flying off the shelf, but I mean, consistently people are usually like, oh no, this is a solid game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, in terms of them putting a whole studio together for it, I mean that's fine. I just hope that they still put time they have been into these games and don't just start printing games out at that 2D
Yeah,
HD and just
yeah.
over flooding the market with them and
Right.
just
That's fair.
giving us trash.
Especially over flooding the market specifically from just that one publisher of Square, right?
Yeah.
Like we want diversity. I know Square's been the biggest one who's done it, but like it's cool to also see some others have an opportunity to do it too.
I was gonna say it could just be that they've had that team has already been the ones in charge of it, and they're like, well, at this point we probably should just like section you guys off and have your own studio.
Yeah, have your own division.
Like, have your own division for it because you've already been doing it anyway, and let's just make it official.
Right.
It's like I that's what I see this.
That's what I see too. Yeah.
Because it's like we know they're already working on games. I mean, we know we had Dragon Quest 1 and 2 coming out.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2.
We got Adventures of Elliot coming out. Now didn't know Octopath was going to get announced, but it's one where you could assume they were making another one, like because of the reception of the first two.
True.
Yeah. I don't have anything on the top of my head that I would think like, oh, this would be. I'd want to see this done in that art style.
I mean, literally, my first one I thought, since it's Square, would be FF6, also known as 3 here in the U.S.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know the number differences like that. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right.
See, I went there at first, but the only thing that stopped me from thinking they would do something like that is the fact that they did the pixel remasters.
Well, I would think that just because they just where their big one they're pushing is FF Tactics, which is in that sort of style.
Yeah.
So I mean, and the Tactics are giving a little revival in this sort of. I can't remember if that was in new Tactics or just a redo.
It's a remake.
Oh, okay, of like the original Tactics. Okay.
Yeah, because you have they have an option in it where you can play with the new graphics or the old graphics.
Okay, I haven't actually looked into it, so I didn't realize if it was that Final Fantasy Tactics.
Also, shout out to the team that was behind Final Fantasy Tactics, because if anyone did not catch this piece of news, they had to completely remake that game from scratch. This original source code was lost.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, the OG source code gone, so they had to remake the entire game in the remake graphics plus the OG graphics all from scratch. So big kudos to them. Hats off. Because that is obviously a goated property for a lot of people, goated game. So, it coming back with the love that it's got, big hats off. But no, the Final Fantasy one, that was where my brain was going, but my brain also then segued to what you said with the pixel remasters. So
I mean, it would be because what was the last pixel remaster?
They did
they just did a string of pretty much all the classic ones in pickle remaster, right?
They did 1 through 7, or 1 through 6. I'm sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you can buy the bundle of pixel remasters, and it's 1 through 6.
Yeah, no, I had to think about that, but yeah, no, that makes sense because 7 they're doing is the full 3D remaster action. So I mean, whether they continue that for 8 or 9 would be the question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there's been like the teases of the 9 remaster.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some of those
going crazy. And everybody at this point, everybody's just like, just say it.
Yeah,
just say it.
Which is funny to me that they'll skip over 8 to go straight to 9.
I think there is a remaster.
I mean, there was a remaster
there's
of 8.
There's like an older remaster of it, but I assume it. I assume that all of them are going to get the treatment at some point.
I was about to say, yes, they did do that 8 remaster a couple years back because I have it. But, I mean, they gave 7 this nice treatment, then they're going to go straight to 9 for that treatment, which I understand. 8's just my personal favorite of that mix right there.
Yeah. I actually have the 8 as well. I bought it recently.
Nice. No, I also can't think of any other things to kind of shout out for properties I'd like to see it. Because, I mean, my biggest one that I thought of was like Earthbound/Mother. You can assume you're probably going to see some more Dragon Quest love.
Wait a second.
My other go-tos would be Ogre Tactics.
We're wrong.
Wow, okay.
Oh, you thought they were going to give it to Jade?
Oh yeah,
that's what I thought. Sorry, we're watching SummerSlam.
The fuck's happening tomorrow? Throws all my predictions off.
Everything's off for John now.
Yeah. I will say I do like your idea of revisiting like Game Boy RPGs.
Yeah,
that could be a real fun thing to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that would be something that could. I wish Nintendo would dive into that, because obviously they helped and published Triangle Strategy.
Mm-hmm.
They were not the devs, of course, but that was a first party release for them that went multi-plat later. I mean, and to the point where, if you guys remember, Triangle Strategy was actually taken down from the eShop for a little while after 2 or 3 years of being released, and then put back up because they had to change the licensing for it, where Square was now the full licensing and publishing for it. I think it's even to the point where the box art for the game has changed, because I still have the day one box art, so the spine says Nintendo on the side. I think the new box art, I could be wrong, I think it has Square on the side, for example. So I mean, that, Nintendo has dipped their toes in it, and dipped their toes into it with a title that was pretty successful, sold a good amount of copies and everything. But I would really love Nintendo to maybe look at some of their other Game Boy RPGs that they had or whatever, and give it that love, because it's I understand, from what we've kind of seen, HD2D games, they do have a good sized budget, because I've seen devs talk about hey, those games are arguably just as difficult to create as big budget, RPG, big budget 3D stuff, whatever. But I just think some of these properties that haven't been touched in a while or whatever, these older games, I feel like an HD2D approach is the way to kind of bring them back. You know what I mean? Did you have any Game Boy ones that you could think of? Because for me, like I said, I was looking at Golden Sun was the biggest one I was looking at personally.
I didn't have anything in particular. I mean, one that popped in my head is niche.
Right.
I mean, but one that would be cool to see done wouldn't happen.
Fair.
Would be, I forgot the name
DBZ
of it.
Legends?
Yeah, the DBZ Saiyan Saga RPG. That would be really cool to see done in that.
What, you talking about Attack of the Saiyans?
Yeah.
I think that was the DS game, wasn't it?
I don't maybe.
I
don't remember that.
That was the turn-based RPG, just the Saiyan Saga.
That being turned into this style would be really cool.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, it's I don't have anything in particular, because my Game Boy library that I had was kind of small.
Right. I think another one for me, and it's also kind of just fresh on the brain because I was just playing it probably just a couple of days ago, is I would really like to see them still back to Nintendo, so I apologize for that. Is let's really visit some of these older Fire Emblem games that's never come over here. For example, Roy's game, a popular Smash character. His game has still never come over here. Because I was playing the first Fire Emblem for us, just called Fire Emblem. I was playing it just the other night on Nintendo Switch Online. And that, I look at something Triangle Strategy, that tactics game. It's obviously we know that approach can work. Look at Fire Emblem Tactics, right? We know that approach can work really well with an HD2D game. I mean, there are so many older Fire Emblem games that's never come over here, like the Binding Blade, which I believe the Binding Blade was Roy's game. There's the Genealogy of a Holy War, but apparently that one, the rumors have been for a while, that has a full-scale remake, which that's cool. But it's while it's awesome to get a full-scale remake for some of these titles, you also don't need them. You could do an HD2D approach for maybe, let's say, Marth's games. I think Marth had 1 or 2 games. Well, obviously at least one, but I think he had maybe 2, maybe even 3 games all dedicated to Marth. You had Roy's game that never came out over here, and there might have been 1 or 2 other games that never came out over here. Like Therica 776, I think it's what it's called. I think just stuff like that. It'd be cool to revisit that kind of stuff. But the HD2D genre that has really become over the last few years, man, it's really cool to see it in such a healthy place, to the point where Square, like you talked about, it's hey, you guys have been doing your thing. We're just going to go ahead and give you a whole division. That's just cool to see. I'm glad to see the success for it. And I just hope the success continues, where it's how it is now, where anytime we see one, it's like, all right, yeah, we got a banger right here, you know, like, because that's how it's been. With, like you pointed out, it's like that's how it's been for like every single one we've had so far. It's like, oh yeah, this is banger after banger. So I got an alarm about to go off. Let me turn that off. So yeah, no, just excited for the future of that genre and like the adventures of Elliot and stuff. All right, you guys want me to shout another some more stuff? Let me shout some merch. Shout out some merch. Shout out to Sparky 3 Shop. You can check out the link down below. Pick up a shirt, pick up a hat, and we'd appreciate the support. It's the B Hat, Lonely Boy, the We Have Hats hat, Sparky 3 logo, ATFS, the Gamesthetic controllers, anything of the sort. Again, head to sparky3shop.com, pick up some merch. We appreciate the support. One thing that was also shouted out earlier, I responded to it in chat, forgot to shout it out, my bad, is a Nintendogs HD would do numbers. I think Nintendogs is actually poised to come back for the Switch 2, personally. I have a feeling that it's going to be coming back. I just have that feeling.
I mean, I assume it's because of all the Tamagotchis becoming a thing again.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, a lot of stuff been coming back recently. A lot of stuff been coming back. Now, I think Nintendogs, man, you bring back Nintendogs and cats, bring it back for the Switch 2. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I think it's time, brother. I think it's time. I think it'd do numbers. I think Nintendogs on the Switch 2, man. I think that would do numbers. I'd pick it up. Nintendogs is fun. I love the heck out of Nintendogs back in the day. Now we have this glory of a tag match. Shout out to Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan. What a match. What a wombo combo. What have you guys been doing? Anything you guys want to shout out and talk about? What have you guys been up to?
I picked up a new game this week. Kind of just on a whim. I had seen it was coming out. Well, I saw the two games came out. And I had my eye on one of them. I ended up buying the other one. I had my eyes on a game. It was like, it looked like, I think it was a Survivors type game. Like, and it was like Achilles.
You picked that up?
I didn't pick that one up.
Okay.
I picked up Achilles Legend Untold, which is the ARPG.
Okay.
I was looking at the Survivor game before it came out, ended up picking up the other game. So I picked up a game called Achilles Legends Untold, which is an ARPG where you play as Achilles. And the prologue of the game is the assault on Troy.
Oh, how fun.
And like the first like boss you fight is Hector of Troy. And then it's Souls games where like there's the first boss you're supposed to die to.
Yeah.
That was Paris of Troy.
Of course.
So you die there and then
go back in time?
I don't know what it was. You kind of just wake up in a forest, kind of, or like in this like altar room at a forest, and you're definitely not in the same time,
okay,
or at the same place necessarily. I haven't played it for too long. It was one where it's like the first like 30 minutes, I was like, I don't know if I'm enjoying this that much. And then like 20 minutes later, it's like, okay, I'm starting to have fun with this. Fairly simplistic combat. You have I also think I wasn't enjoying it as much because there were like some accessibility options for like dodging towards the cursor, or like always dodging towards the cursor, or like cursor on attack, or like always attacking towards cursor and stuff like. I turned on some of the options because I was like, oh, this might make it easier. Some of them were really frustrating for me because I was never dodging the way I wanted to dodge.
Yeah.
Because if you turn that option on, doesn't matter if you hit dodge and you're holding the direction or anything, you always go towards.
Yeah, you always go towards the cursor, as it said.
I forgot about that almost immediately, and then I was just getting frustrated. But the game itself is fairly simplistic. Attacking is on left and right click, just normal attack combo string, and then like heavy attack combo string.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's I think you get 2 skills. You start out with like a front kick, basically, where you kick stuff and it just goes flying, and a shield throw.
Okay.
And then I got a skill that was like a big AoE stomp that just kind of knocks everything away. It's WSAD movement. It's not the fastest game in the world, but it's been pretty fun so far. I started to enjoy it. You start out just kind of like fighting skeletons and stuff. Basically, just trying to figure out like what the hell's going on. And then I started coming across like soldiers and fighting them and stuff. And I'm currently working on like progressing through, I assume, to like my first boss fight.
Okay.
But it's one where I'm not 100% sure what's going on with it, but it's been fun so far. It's a decent little ARPG. It's not like a fast paced one or anything, and it like it's one where you basically just gain experience from killing stuff, and then you have a big skill tree that you work down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have your starting point, and then like you work towards one direct. It's kind of like you work one direction that's like strength based, one direction that's like dexterity or something based. It's like basically whatever your main stat is, you just kind of follow down that path, and then you can unlock skills and uh like ways that slightly change your character play style as you go further into it. So I don't know. It's it was pretty cheap on something. I think I bought it for like $8 or $10 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been pretty fun so far. I'll keep playing it and see if it gets like real good or something.
Right.
I don't expect it to like blow my mind or anything. It's just gonna be like a perfectly fine little ARPG.
This brings up a question then. Have you given up on a Fallen Wu Chang
I
Fallen
was just
Feathers?
about to ask the same thing.
I didn't. I haven't even thought about it.
Okay.
So that's a yes.
All right, yeah, I got it. I just thought the same thing, Zach, and I'm like, should we just make it the rest of the show and not ask him to live to what he said last week, or go ahead and bring it up?
It's one where like I just didn't have the desire to play it this week, so I didn't even try.
I got you.
Mostly just chilled and played RuneScape this week.
Yeah, like literally before we went to go do ATWS, he's like, all right, I need like 5 minutes. Gotta hop on RuneScape.
I got home and I bought a cat tree and I got home, put it together, and I was like, God, the show's about to start. I went in there and they're like, Alex is like, all right, you guys ready? I went, I was like 5-10 minutes. Okay, it's like I just sat down. I gotta do something.
Did you got to go hit the crab?
Nah, I was like, I gotta do my farm run real quick, and then while we were doing the show, I was hitting the crab.
Yeah, but when it came down to the end, he's like, yeah, it's like, I've been doing this crab the entire time. Yeah, so it's helped me keep track of how long the show was.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, well, we finished it. I mean, I got a pretty good like timer of how long we've been doing this. I got a chat log filled every 10 minutes of when I killed the crab.
That's funny, dude. See, like Ricky didn't know what you were talking about, so it's like I appreciate it when he's like, yeah, I need like 5 minutes. Now I'm just like, okay, yeah, whatever. And John's like, yeah, I gotta go do my RuneScape stuff. And I'm just started laughing. Ricky's like, just kind of chilling. I'm like, Ricky, you wouldn't get it, buddy. You wouldn't get it, dude. What about you? Anything special you've done this week? I mean, just enjoying your new computer. Shout out, by the way.
Pretty much that, and I mean, I picked up a game this morning called Commander Quest.
Yeah, I see that over here.
It's on sale technically right now. It's less than $10.
Mm-hmm.
It's a roguelike deck builder. You choose a commander and you build a deck with essentially your army. Combat encounters consist of you using your deck to summon units to fight off the enemy commander, more or less to defeat them or die trying.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, John, you'd probably like it because it's similar to Across the Obelisk, just single player and armies instead of just building a deck of attacks.
My brain connected to a different game.
Which one?
Based on what it sounded like, Minion Masters.
Oh yeah, Minion Masters works too.
If it's like that, I love that game. That game just the player base died out real fast.
Yes, it did. But yeah, more roguelite. You have combat encounters, treasure encounters, random events, mini bosses, campsites where you can either rest or enhance a card. The workshop where you can enhance a card, where you choose a card to enhance and debuff it, and sort of just work around that. And then at least the first, what they call the prologue initial chapter, the boss fight is interesting because it's more or less a survive 10 turns. It doesn't expect you to beat the boss. If you have a really good deck somehow, you can, but it's just like survive 10 turns. Good luck. And overall, it's been interesting because you currently in the game, you have either commander or human or dwarf commanders. And I get the story how it goes is more or less whichever commander you decide to choose of whatever race, the other race is attacking. So then you have to go and invade their lands and figure out what's going on. So, I mean, overall, it's been entertaining just figuring out the workings of it so far.
Nice. Yeah, shout out to Commander Quest. You said it was on sale right now?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I think it's only like a 10% sale. So, I mean, regularly the game's only like $12.
It's $12.
Yeah.
I was looking at it. Yeah, this looks pretty. This looks kind of up my alley.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this John friendly over here?
Yeah, this 100% looks like something I would enjoy.
Okay, well there you go. You just turned John on to something new.
I mean, I figured he'd like it.
No, I've kind of just jumped between a couple things this week. Still playing some Donkey Kong here or there. Playing some Nintendo Switch Online stuff. That's about the extent where I'm at right now. Just been chilling. I've been busy with a few different things this week. So like Thursday I was busy with something. Yesterday I had ATWS. So, but Donkey Kong's still fun. Still, I haven't beat it. I haven't got to sit down and actually really play it a whole lot. I just been busy with one thing. Like for example, woke up this morning, immediately just went straight to editing because I was late on the Metacritic prediction video. So I recorded that yesterday before ATWS. I had to edit that, and then I got ATWS thrown together, got that uploaded. And then it's all right. I got to work on the script. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. All right, now I can do some other stuff. So, but the first thing I'm playing when I get inside though is Adventures of Elliot. I'm pretty excited for that one.
Like I said, that one. That one's a lot of fun to play, but you can get through it pretty
See, there's another game that just came out. I think like Friday. It might be up your alley. I think it was called like Heartwarming or something like that.
Heartworm?
Yeah.
I saw that on Steam. I didn't look at it. I saw the name of it, saw this like the splash art. And I went, I'm not gonna
horror survival.
All right, I'm in.
I saw it and glanced at it and went, okay, this looks like an Alex one.
You said Heartworm?
Yeah, it's legitimately just came out like Thursday or Friday.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, the publisher is Dread XP.
That means nothing to me.
They're the publisher who did Mortuary Assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, no, they're just like I said, they're just the publisher. They're not the dev for it, but yeah, they just do all sorts of different like indie games, horror games, everything of the sort. So, survival horror exploration puzzle. Heartworm. Yeah, I'm gonna check this one out. What about the dev? That dev name? It's a brand new dev. The brand new dev. This is his first game. Demo came out in 2022 for Heartworm, and the game now fully launched. Hey, buddy, shout out, brother. Very positive reviews, 96 of 84. Shout out. Shout out to Heartworm. May have to check this one out. Actually looks pretty cool. I think I'm digging what I'm seeing right now.
Oh yeah, speaking of horror games, know what we can do in October?
What's that?
This is a terrible subject.
This is a great subject. Keep going.
We can do another demonologist video and my feed won't look like shit.
Oh, that's right. You want to do another demonologist, brother?
No.
Come on. Hey, shout out to our demonologist video. If you were listening, you should go watch it. It's a fun video, except like I've said before, man, I had to be very selective of your clips. Your clips were brutal. And it sucks because, man, there were some clips of yours that I really wish I could have got your POV of without it, looking like crap. Because, I was able to fit it in there. And thankfully, the clips weren't terrible.
They're still pretty rough.
But there was some clips that I got in there that I really wanted to have, and thankfully was able to include of where we went up into the room. You told me to get out because you wanted to talk to him personally. So I left the room, shut the door, and you start just talking to him. It's like, hey, get out here, you fuck, whatever. It's like it was pretty rough, but thankfully. It wasn't that bad because you weren't moving around.
Yeah.
You were standing in place. But no, the majority of your clips were, they were brutal.
It was a 5-year-old computer.
I know. That game was fun, dude. Come on, let's play again, John. Let's play.
Did you ever watch Until Dawn?
No, I need to.
What's wrong with you?
I need to.
You had a week.
I know. I'm sorry. I failed you. Okay.
You could have done that instead of watching Untold. Then we could have had some. Unreal. Then we could have had something to talk about.
I was like, what?
Whatever.
Hey, we had something to talk about on Unreal yesterday.
Yeah, like 2 minutes.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, it was.
You didn't want to talk about it because I didn't watch it.
Yeah. No, I do need to watch Until Dawn still. I'm sorry. Apologies. I will watch it. Okay, I promise.
No, it's funny.
This is gonna be his like movie equivalent of Alan Wake.
There it is.
I was just gonna say, don't say Alan Wake. Damn it.
No, but I was gonna say it's funny, John. You were talking about it last week. I immediately went to work this week, and one of my coworkers was like, "Till Dawn's a really good movie." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, it's good.
It's good for what it is, you know. Now I will watch it. It's not gonna become my Alan Wake. All right, I'm not gonna let it get that far. We're not gonna go that far. And sooner or later, I'm going to play Alan Wake, okay?
You keep lying all you
Yeah,
want
when
to.
we get Alan Wake 4.
Stop. I'm going to play it. I swear.
You tell us to stop. All you got to do is stop lying.
I'm not why would I lie? I have no reason to lie.
We've been wondering
I'm a truther. I ain't a liar.
We've been wondering this whole time.
Savage. I'll play it one day. Just like I'll watch
You still have Jimmy's copy?
Actually, I do. Jimmy let me borrow that game years ago, brother. I think it was like, oh, God.
Jimmy doesn't even know he owns that game anymore.
I don't think he realizes he doesn't have it anymore.
You know what's going to be real bad? I'm going to play Mass Effect before he plays
Alan Wake.
Ooh, now we got a challenge on our hands.
That'll probably 100% happen.
It's quite possible. It's quite possible it's going to happen. Unless I just pull a curveball and I just show up 2 weeks from now. By the way, I played Alan Wake, boys. It was a good game.
I mean, you can beat it within a week easily.
I don't doubt it.
He won't play Alan Wake, but he'll play like the same game. But like he played like Persona 5 like 2 or 3 times. It's like you could have fit an Alan Wake in there in a fraction of that time.
I could have fit multiple Alan Wakes in there. My bad, okay? Well, look, we're going to play it eventually. All right? It's going to go down. It's going to happen.
We ain't playing shit.
Yeah, we're going to play Demonologist.
We ain't playing shit.
Come on, man. Play Demonologist again.
No.
Your clips are great, though, from that video. Your clips are fantastic.
I told y'all when we did it last time. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, I know. I think, obviously all of John's going through there, just like anytime you go to him and just the whispers of, oh, shit. That was all funny, but by far my favorite one was when like John left the house
and he's at the car.
Yeah, he's at the car and he was coming back in to tell us something like, "Hey guys," and like I swapped to his camera for his audio because we were at that point we were in proxy chat, and you just hear me and you just screaming inside the house, and John just stops. It's just like I don't know about that.
Yeah. I won't play that again. I mean,
we'll find another one for you to play.
I'd sit there with you with the dark anthology games.
Those aren't even that scary.
Yeah, I'm a little bitch.
I mean, we've addressed this, but still,
it's like that's my compromise. That's the level I'm at, Zach.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I mean, I'll at least make sure we play the third one. That's at least the scariest of them.
Okay, I had to check something real quick. Andy just messaged me about something, and the reason I had to check it is because I was determined that the person that was in the chat was Andy. I was like, is he messaging me to tell me that's him? No, he messaged me about something else. Shout out to Andy. All right, boys, let's start going through the weekly wrap-up here. Because the first thing I've got for us is the BioShock stuff, because this is interesting. So this all came out from, I think it was Washington Post and Bloomberg, one of the two. I don't remember which one. That apparently there was that one remake, which we've heard rumblings about here for a little bit. That development was hell, and is now basically been shelved / just canceled earlier this year because it has been in just brutal development hell. And apparently 4 also in development hell. That has changed directors multiple times, changed studios multiple times, and apparently is now getting a massive narrative overhaul. It has now been in development for at least 10 years.
Should have been canceled.
That is the question at this point. Should the game just be canceled?
You're at 10 years. Should have canceled it. Let it lie for a couple years and start up a new production.
Yeah, because it's like obviously BioShock, very successful property. The latest numbers that I saw when I was reading through all this is as a property has sold like 42 mil copy. So I mean, very successful property for Take-Two, one of their highest sellers. But it's like with a 10-year development, multiple restarts, massive narrative overhaul, change of hands of directors constantly. I mean, is this thing like what we were talking about last week with Fable, where it's like it feels like it's just going to be destined to fail when it comes out? Because even if it comes out and it's just like, I mean, oh, this is a good game, like
not necessarily, because I mean, unlike Fable, they've been fairly quiet about it.
I mean, that's true. That's fair. They have.
Because I'm going to be honest, I forgot they had even announced that BioShock 4 was in the works.
You do bring up a good point, because at least we've had 3 trailers, the announcement and the 2 trailers last couple of years. So you bring up a good point on that.
So in terms of. No, I don't think it would have been in the same House of Fable, because they've been the smart and been quiet about him and like, yeah, all this crap's been going on. Let's just not say anything.
Right. Until now,
Yeah.
Because realistically, the only talking we've had about BioShock is either just like leaks and reports, or in 2019, Take-Two did confirm, hey, BioShock's in development, and that was it. Nothing else. Yeah. So you do bring up a good point. They've been quiet about it. Take-Two says they're still committed for it. But apparently the team is obviously fearing layoffs, which is very fair. And the way Take-Two puts it is that they currently have a good game, but they want a great one. And I'm just like, do you have a good game though, or are you just saying that? Because 10-year development, multiple restarts, massive narrative overhaul, that doesn't sound like a good game to me.
I mean, that's only the pits that we know they changed.
Yeah,
I mean,
the core game could be good. I guess.
Could still have a very solid core game, and even if the narrative has changed, the new narrative that's been working could be in an overall testing of where majority of whoever's in house being like, okay, this is somewhat a lot better than whatever garbage we got rid of.
Yeah.
So I mean, saying that they have a good game is quite possible. Whether it's true on a in-house versus out in the public, that's the question.
That is the question.
Because I mean, Infinite did good, there was always a mix of people who liked it versus didn't like it.
Right.
Because 1 and 2 people solidly enjoyed both. Yeah. Infinite was the one where
derailed us.
It was about 60-40, and from what I heard at the time, how it is now, it could be better off. But
right.
Because I know Burial at Sea was really well received.
Yeah.
And Infinite was far more well received than the base game.
Mm-hmm. Funny enough, just recently, I was actually watching a video about the BioShock franchise from someone, and they were talking about Infinite specifically. It's like, man, when Infinite came out, I loved this game. It was one of my favorite games ever. He's like, now that I've revisited, what happened?
Yep. That was the thing, and a lot of people were like,
it was like that knee-jerk reaction thing almost.
I mean, even when it came out, it was pretty split in the community of we like this versus it's different, and it's not necessarily a good different.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, you do bring up a good point though. They've mostly been quiet about it. I mean, this is like only the second time Take-Two has talked about BioShock. But I don't know. I just look at any time we have a game that has those super long development cycles. How often do those actually come out and they're actually like a success all around? Like, I mean, you can have successful scores and stuff, but you got to look at the money aspect of it too. So it's like, that's where I look at it. It's like, man, BioShock is a great property and a great franchise, sure, amongst the gaming fandom, but is it strong enough to turn a profit on something that's been in development for 10 years? You know what I mean? Like, that's with multiple development problems. Like, that's where I have questions.
I mean, my stance would still be say yes, just because this is the first time we're getting a big reveal of just information that's gone wrong and whatnot.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the biggest thing, which usually kills a lot of games like that in terms of like Fable, is like they haven't been like feeding us like, hey, this is coming soon. Hey, this is coming soon. Where it's been actively in people's minds like, where's it at?
Right. Yeah, that's fair. No, I mean yeah, I know.
All right, guys, that spot. All right. I get it. I understand why, but still.
All right, for context, once again, for anyone tuning in now, we're watching SummerSlam as we're doing the show, okay? Just for context. No, the development hell for BioShock sucks to see, especially for a remake of 1 being just kind of shelved. That sucks, because that is like such a classic game, BioShock 1. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. If Take-Two truly is committed to it, or if we'll see another news bit in like a year or two. Oh, BioShock 4 has been canceled. BioShock 4 has been infinitely delayed, or whatever the case is, or if they keep rocking with it. So
I mean, that's fine. We got Judas coming.
We do have Judas coming, which is obviously very heavily inspired from BioShock. So, get excited for that one. That one was revealed like a couple years ago. All right, let's move to the next thing, the weekly wrap-up. We got some Silent Hill F hands-on previews. There was a long list of stuff that people were putting out. Most of it was just information that we already knew. So I just handpicked a couple of interesting points, I guess. So first one is that this is a fresh entry point for the series. So obviously, long list of games for Silent Hill, and most of them are for the pretty much standalone. You can kind of just hop into them. But this is a good fresh entry point. Heavy inspo from Silent Hill 1 and 2 from just kind of the vibe approach for it. As we've already known, the combat is full melee. But the weapons degrade and break, and you can only hold 3 at a time. I feel like that was some new info that we hadn't seen previously. One thing I thought was really interesting, I think this actually came from IGN that said this, which we love IGN here, but either way, this is still interesting, is the setting that they've got going for that 1960s Japan is apparently unbelievably well done. Like, just like the village scapes and stuff, the way they've approached certain elements, like apparently it's just visually, the vibe, historical accuracy, etc. is just very well done. So shout out to that. I thought that was cool. There's going to be an alternate dimension. So shout out. Alternate dimension.
That's fair enough based on the aesthetics and visual arts we've seen.
Which this alternate dimension will feature an older Japanese environment and weapons, but those weapons cannot leave the dimension, and those weapons are also unbreakable. So like we're talking some old school like samurai-esque kind of weapons, but again, you cannot leave the dimension with them. So that's shout out. The game is also going to have 5 alternate endings. However, they do not become available until the second playthrough. The canon ending will be the same for everyone. I got, that similar kind of like the 100 line where it's like everyone has the 0 route and then you can just go have fun from there. Honestly, I kind of like that route for certain games. There are games that I believe just out of the gate having multiple endings is the right play, but I kind of like the idea of having that canon ending and having more later.
That's better than 2 when no one knew the canon ending for a long time.
Right? Yeah. At least we're coming out of the gate with it of like, here's your canon ending, now go have fun. You know what I mean? So
since 2, no one realized you had to look at your picture of your wife every 2 minutes, otherwise you lose the canon ending.
Yeah, which is crazy, but
it's funny.
But no, Silent Hill F comes out in a month. Looks really good. Really excited for that one. Next up I've got is Lost Soul Aside had a weapons trailer that came out, just showing that you can instantly swap between the weapons. The weapons showcased were sword, greatsword, pole blade, and a scythe. So this is a game coming out later this month, I believe on the 29th. Just looks really cool. The conversation about it has been extremely positive. This is one that I'm excited for. Don't know if I'm going to pick it up this month, just because I'm trying to gear up for vacation right now. But I might end up snagging it here later this month. We'll see. Did you guys see the stuff about the Switch pricing?
I heard about it.
This is crazy. This is crazy, dude. So the OG Switch is getting a price increase. The whole Switch One line, all getting price increases. So like the OG Switch has gone from $300 to $340. The OLED Switch gone from $350 to $400. The Switch Lite has gone from $200 to $230. The entire OG line has now had a price increase, just due to the current environment of things. Which is kind of crazy, but apparently Switch 2 Joy-Cons have also bumped up $5. The Joy-Cons for the Switch 2 is now $100. Yeah, love that.
For a set of Joy-Cons.
For a set of Joy-Cons. Yes. Dang. Yes. Some other news I've got is that apparently the Switch 2 sold 5.28 mil in its first 25 days. That's insane. That's cool. Prime 4 Kirby Air Riders still slated for 2025 for now. And then Nintendo.
What is Prime 4 Kirby Air Riders?
Prime 4 and Kirby Air Riders.
There you go.
Yes. And then Nintendo expects Nintendo Switch 1 to pass 160 million units and passing the PS2 as the greatest selling console in history.
Not with them price increase.
That's what everyone is saying. It's like that's going to make it a little bit harder and take a little bit longer. Because I think Nintendo even said they expect it to happen by like the end of the year.
Damn.
Yeah, because I think so. The latest like update that's like, if you go look on any sort of list, I think it was 153 mil. I think Nintendo just said that it's currently at like 156.5 is what the Switch One family is at. So I mean, yeah, it's we're about to hit it. You know, we coming up on that PS2, but now with the price increase, I'm gonna get a little less doubt. You know, I'm getting a little less doubt. Now this is also a good point though. You know, the commenter of PP Poo Poo has said, I feel like it's a move to push people towards a Switch 2 purchase. Why pay $350 for like the OLED, for example, when you can get the newer gen console for a few bucks more? Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that is fair.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, it's helped pushing people to the next console. I mean, that's also a very fair point. That's an interesting way to look at it. I still think it is due to the current environment of things, yes, but that is a good point because I mean, it is that question of, man, why would I get this 2017 piece of tech? I know not the OLED in 2017, but I mean the interiors are still the same key components, right? Why would I get that versus getting the brand new Switch 2, which can play everything the Switch 1 can and more? So I mean that's a good point. That could also be a play there, is just try to transition more sales to the Switch 2 so we can maybe kind of get past the Switch 1 as quickly as possible, kind of thing. I know Nintendo said that they're going to plan to do and support both for a long time. And we're seeing that now, especially with this partner direct, where they literally let off with, hey, pay attention. You'll see the games that are going to be like, we'll have it up here in the corner if it's going to be for Switch 2 or Switch 1 or both, so that's kind of like their big marketing now. But I mean, still, they obviously want to move people as quickly as possible. And I don't think they want to have a situation like the PS4 and the PS5 where it's just very firmly split for multiple years.
Yeah.
So
it's a weird thought as well because they increased the price. At this point, I assume they're just trying to sell off all their Switch ones that they have out in the wild.
Yeah.
Generally, you don't want to do a price increase, especially when you want to break the record.
Right.
So it's when we're weird to have done that. But yeah, at first I had the thought of like, yeah, they might be doing it to try to push Switch 2 sales.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really need to push Switch 2 sales, though. It's going to happen anyway.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's see. Next thing I've got. Have you guys all seen this Pokemon TCG Pocket situation?
Yes.
This is funny. This is crazy. So there was a new set that came out, and apparently the Ho-Oh card of the set was originally a fan art. So the set has recently been updated, where if you draw the card, it now says new art coming soon, and it does not have the art. So the Pokemon Company and creators have taken full responsibility for this in a statement they put out, saying that they gave the artist a piece to faithfully reproduce, and they did, and didn't know it was fan art. I've seen some people kind of speculate on how this could have happened, like on a timeline.
Yeah.
Where, so the original fan art, which featured this Ho-Oh in the design that it is, where it has almost like a crescent moon type of wings, how its wings are arched, as well as the three dogs and Lugia, I believe, was posted in 2001. By the artist, and then 2021, sorry, and then 2022, some bootleg statue company took that fan art and turned it into a statue, and sometime in 2022. So it's possible that Pokemon Company found this statue and took that statue to like use the Ho-Oh from that to create the art piece for the card, having no clue that it was actually also stolen from an artist. That it was fan art. So yeah, no, this situation's kind of crazy. But no word on new art coming out at the moment. But it has been an interesting little thing to follow with Pokemon TCG Pocket. At least it got addressed very quickly. Battlefield 6 is confirmed for 10/10. So that out.
Jump into open beta here in the next weekend.
But no pre-orders.
Also, well, with the amount of, I assume, wish lists and everything based on all the stuff that got showed off for Battlefield 6, it is currently sitting as on like top seller page for Steam.
Yeah.
So much for no pre-orders.
People are definitely looking forward to it.
Okay.
The pre-orders thing was just from the initial trailer.
Yeah.
I highly doubted it was going to stop anyone.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to get away from 2040. Too.
Right.
And it's like people are excited for what it looks like right now.
I mean, it does look solid.
Yeah.
So it's like people are excited. It's like, I mean, people are always going to be excited for a Battlefield game, regardless of what the last Battlefield game was. And also, it's like people just want another good shooter right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of mix it up a little bit, get something new in there. And like what Zach just said, to get away from 2042 for the Battlefield fans kind of thing. I also saw a lot of people saying that they really hope Battlefield 6, really takes people away from COD too. Because, COD's been so stagnant for so long.
Yeah.
And they're just like, man, I hope Battlefield 6 is the one that takes people away.
Well, we have 2 open beta weekends in August, so.
Yeah, so now's your chance to kind of get in there and see what they got cooking kind of thing. Let's see. Next thing I've got, per Nate the Hate, more PlayStation titles are going to be coming to Xbox, but nothing specific yet. And someone asked him in this thread if Horizon Lego would, and Nate responded, "Even if it did, would anyone care?" And I'm just like, bro, that's so fair. That's so true. Look, for the person that asked that, they put Lego Horizon on the console that it was going to market for on the Switch. You don't need it anywhere else. It's where it needs to be. Let's see. Hey, Fragpunk's on Game Pass now. Shout out to that. Hatsumi Miku, Colorful Stage, and P5R collab has been announced. And the first thing that I saw in the comments, rest in peace, Colorful Stage. End of service coming soon.
That'd be one I would be surprised.
Right.
Well, I say that. I don't keep up with it, but I know a lot of people still mess with it.
Yeah. Now, that was the kind of the vibe that I got, is that, it has its popularity, but just because of the ongoing meme.
Naraka's still alive, and it had a Persona collab recently.
It did. So it's just that ongoing meme of anyone that collabs with Persona 5 Royal, your end of service comes soon after, like a year later. And it continues to get added to the multiple long, image slide of all these games that have unfortunately hit their end of service alongside Persona 5 Royal. I got some random Kojima stuff for you boys, because I thought it was kind of interesting. This all comes from an article/interview with Essence. Where one thing that was kind of talked about is how Kojima is disappointed about the state of the industry. Of course, the studio closures, bloated and expensive projects, etc., which we see that all the time. He talking about watching SGF. He said it was all the same thing to him: fighting an alien monster, fighting a medieval monster, etc. All the visuals and systems was all pretty much the same to him. Looked the same. It just looked like all the same type of games in terms of how the systems were designed. He did understand that people enjoy this, but it's important to get something new. And talking about his new game for Xbox coming out, OD, he says that people are going to love or hate it, no in between. He was also asked if he played the Metal Gear Solid Delta, which he laughed and said no, he would not be playing it. But I don't know, I thought those comments were kind of interesting, especially talking about all the games at Summer Game Fest, because you look back on it, it's you had a lot of games that all looked kind of in the similar vein.
Yes.
Right? Same type of genres, or just kind of the vein of the art styles, or the game systems, whatever. It's he brings up a good point. He especially brings up a damn good point about the bloated budgets and stuff. Lord have mercy. We see that all the time. The budgets are just getting higher and higher, and it's just that's what's caused studio closures. So I don't know, I thought it was an interesting interview. Definitely go give it a read.
I feel like OD's his redemption after people actually liked Death Stranding 2. It's his redemption of trying to get a game that people may not necessarily like.
Yeah. Which, that's what he aims for. That's what he wants,
Yeah.
because he talked about the early hands-on previews of Death Stranding 2 where people were liking it. He's just like, something's not right. It's I don't like this. I don't like that you like my game.
Yeah. It's one where you respect the idea.
Yeah.
It wants to make something unique.
Oh, most definitely.
And
new and different.
If he wants it to be unique and different, then that means it's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah, facts. That's why he said people are going to love it or hate it. No in between. I'm excited to see what he's cooking, because I can only imagine it is absolutely insane, especially since he's utilizing so heavily on the cloud features of Xbox. So I'm really excited to see what he's cooking. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm excited for the game, but Kojima is just such a mad scientist of game development.
Yep.
I just want to know what he's doing. It's just fascinating to me. Hey, Darksiders 4 got announced.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Finally.
Yeah. It was announced at the THQ Nordic showcase.
Yep.
Which I happen to be watching just because I checked and saw it was on. I was like, we'll just see what's happening here.
Pestilence is going to get an actual game rather than just the stick shooter.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. I went, oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's all. I saw that initial trailer and just went, Pestilence gets a game. He's not just shoved off to the stick shooter everyone thought he was going to get left with.
When did Darksiders 3 come out? I feel like it's been a minute.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah,
it's been a little while.
Yeah, I thought like that was one of those properties. We may not see that one again for a while. Well, here we are, I guess. I didn't even know it was part of a showcase till you told me about it. I was like, I just saw the news about Darksiders 4. I didn't know anything else.
Which, did I get that right? Was Pestilence the last one? Because 3 was the female. War, Pestilence, Death, Famine? No, that's Pestilence, isn't it?
I don't remember which one focused on what.
Well, the first one was War.
Yeah. I know that
2 was Death.
I don't remember who was
3 was 4, which she was more like Wrath than anything. But I can't remember what horseman she was.
I don't remember. I haven't actually played the games. I just have
kept up
for
with
some reason, like watched some playthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun games.
It's just one where it's like I like the idea of the games more than I've wanted to play the games.
That's fair.
I like the story idea of them.
That's fair.
They've all been solid.
Let's see. Next thing I've got WWE Games Montreal is making a AAA live service DC game per job listing. Did you not learn the first 2 times?
Nope.
Hey,
did you not learn?
It's some of what you said there appeals to some of us.
John, stop. Don't feed into it, John.
Gotham Knights did okay.
Alex, this is the kind of slop that I look for.
No, John, don't.
I was talking like 2 nights ago to a buddy of mine, and I was like, man, you know what I'm excited for? And he goes, what? I went, I'm excited for the next shitty live service game to play for 4 months.
That is John's favorite thing. Is just that shitty live service slop that he'll play for a few months.
I am looking forward to whatever the next generic live service shooter I'm going to play is.
I love that. That's like your thing, man.
I love it. I love it.
I love that for you, man. I love that for you.
I could be so happy playing a shitty idle game or a shitty live service game.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be great.
I will say I also saw like apparently per report that it's not going to be Batman focused.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see what it's going to be. But again,
get away from that after Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but it's like again, did you not learn the first couple times? Hopefully, this one's going to knock it out of the park.
I doubt it.
It said iconic DC property, but not Batman.
I don't want it to be that good.
So Superman
takes away from
that was my guess. But what would you do for a live service Superman game?
Or would you do the Lanterns?
It doesn't. Well,
it's the Lanterns. That could make sense for a live service game.
I mean, they're being super vague. They're just saying iconic DC property. That can literally.
It can be a lot.
I think the Lanterns actually make sense.
But if it's iconic, my initial thought would be it'd have to be someone from the initial Justice League roster.
Yeah, Lanterns make sense for live service. Like if you were going to try to do anything for it, just because you have so many different things that you could do with it, with all the different factions of the Lanterns, right?
Yes.
So like that makes sense. You just blew my brain. That's probably what it's going to be. Book it now. Bet your mortgage.
100% it's an Aquaman.
Right. Yeah, it's Aquaman or something.
I don't want to play that.
You don't want to play that slop? Come on.
I didn't say I wouldn't. I said I don't want to.
I mean, or you could do Titans.
Yeah. Let's see. Game Pass annual revenue almost at $5 billion for the first time ever. So shout out to that. Per job experience on a LinkedIn posting, apparently NBA 2K25 budget was $100 million and Lego 2K Drive was $200 million. What in the world? How?
They just copy and paste. Why do they spend that much money?
Like exactly. And I'm also looking at the Lego 2K Drive. Like, you mean 200 mil? 200 milli? Bro, like you get up to Spider-Man numbers. Like,
I mean, the basketball one makes sense because they got to pay out the lookalike.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, everyone gets their royalties for it, but either way, it's I don't know. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
The Lego one, I don't understand.
Yeah, again, like you're getting like Spider-Man level number. I think what Spider-Man was 300 or 400 mil. I think from that huge hack that happened.
Was it because they made like a lot of the
300 or 400 mil? That huge hack.
Was it levels just?
I just took a lot of extra time. Crazy. Hey, shout out to the first video game I've ever played in my life. Mario Paint is now on Nintendo Switch Online, and in the process, they also named NSO to be called Nintendo Classics now. So, okay, whatever. Here are some tidbits for you for the God of War live action series that's currently in development. It's going to be 10 episodes for the first season. Scripts are still currently being written. They're going to be planning to adapt the Norse era games. Corey Barlog is actively involved, and filming might be starting 2026. That's TBD, though. I saw a very mixed amount of reaction on this involving the adaptation of the Norse stuff, where it's like, oh, great, we're just doing the new stuff. I saw people just like, man, oh, yeah, they're just ignoring the stuff from the past. I saw a lot of that.
I mean, it's probably not ignoring as much as people aren't going to be as inclined to angry Kratos.
Also, it makes more sense because
it's the more relevant.
The Norse is the more relevant. The Norse is what broke the franchise into becoming the beloved thing that it is now.
Yep.
I mean,
because
it's one where it's like we've said before, where like me as a God of War fan, I prefer God of War 2018. You as a God of War 2018 fan preferred Ragnarok.
Yes,
but that's because God of War 2018 appeals more towards people who are huge fans of the original games and the original story, whereas Ragnarok is like that is the new iteration of the character,
right,
and the new version of the story. So it's like the Norse stuff makes more sense because it's what everybody's going to be familiar with.
It's also the more grounded Kratos.
Yeah, it's the more grounded one, where it's like it'd be fun to watch. It'd be more fun to see Greek era Kratos in flashbacks than to see a full series done about it.
I would agree with that.
So everything that you said is the level-headed fans who are reacting to this. So there are two very different sides of reactions.
Which is understandable with this franchise.
One side saying, man, it feels like Sony's ashamed of their past. Man, it feels like Sony's trying to ignore the original Kratos and just appeal to the new fans. And then there's the level-headed side of, okay, one, this is the more like relevant thing today. Two, trying to adapt the older games, the older story would be very difficult for live action versus what the Norse can give for you. And also with the past version of Kratos, like you just said, this one's more grounded. It is a more appealing story. And also that level of story that we had in the past would be very strongly just explored through flashback episodes and scenes. So it's like you have two drastically different sides of they're ashamed of their past to, no, this just makes sense.
Because you can't, if you were going to adapt the Greek era, you got to think back to what those games were. That game was, you speak to a statue of a god to tell you, hey, on your path of revenge, here's something at the end of this level that we want you to go kill. And you just slaughter stuff along the way.
Heck, the very beginning of the entire series is literally you wake up on a boat and you dehead a Hydra at sea.
Yep.
No explanation, just you're under attack, murder the hell out of this Hydra.
Yep.
I mean, the alternative would be to do the origin story of Kratos where he becomes the general for Ares.
Which goes to Sparta, isn't it?
It's in all of them you kind of play as that. It's just you play as Kratos after the fact, but it's more of a focus in, like, you get more of that focus in Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah.
But it is one where it's like you could do the story of him being the general, worshiping Ares and all of that, and then his family dying, and then have an episode or two kind of quickly rushing through the Berserker thing of revenge against Ares. But then what are you going to do from there? Because from there, your goal is just to take down Olympus. So it would just be just an angry fight fest.
Yeah. That's literally all the initial three games is. One, you kill Ares. Two, you get pissed off at the gods, so you free the Titans to go kill the gods. Three, you kill the gods.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, I love those old games, but I also recognize them for what they were.
Yeah.
They are an angry man bent on revenge, killing everything in his path of revenge.
Also, on the side of the level-headed reactions, one thing that I also saw people say is that if they were going to revisit that in a TV show format, would just prefer an animated series.
Probably.
They just think that like
you'd be able to do a lot better animated than live action.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone's just saying like, yo, like live action with the Greek era just wouldn't be good. It'd probably be one of those live action video game adaptations that absolutely suck. And just the Norse is just the safer way to go for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, we can do the Norse era with flashback sequences throughout the series that'll cover the basics of how we got there.
Yep. And for anyone listening, we got a God of War fan in here saying that. So let's pump the brakes on like, Sony's trying to just appeal. No, they're just doing the smart move. It's just the smart thing to do, dude. It's not that big of a deal. Hey, speaking of Sony though, Sony's suing Tencent over the Horizon ripoff. Light of Mortuary.
That's pretty funny.
No surprise,
dude. Okay, so can we all agree the moment that game got announced, we could all look at him like, that's Horizon.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, I looked it up, like, yep, Horizon. That's going to cause some issues.
And I love this on the spectrum of Sony hitting Tencent versus the Nintendo hitting the Power World devs, of everyone going, oh, it's Tencent? Yeah, go get them, Sony. Get that money.
Yeah, right.
And then everyone also looking at it and go, oh. Because I enjoyed reading some comments on like all those people going like, I initially went into this thing and it was just Sony being money grubby. Then I actually saw the pictures and all the details and went, oh.
Yeah. No, it is shockingly like so identical. Yeah. I don't know what Tencent was thinking they were going to get away with that. Oh, God.
Probably weren't. There's probably just thinking like Eastern laws because there's plenty of games and mobile games out there that look very close to each other, but they just changed a couple things and it was like, it's fine.
Yeah, true.
Also, Tencent, they're probably like, I mean, if they come after us, we got the money.
Yeah, probably, honestly. Look, only a couple things left. First off, there's a new Friday 13th game in the works, so shout out to that. And then I like to shut this out anytime it happens. There's Heroes of the Storm update out right now. I think it was what's it called, like Brawl Mania, whatever. That is now that little game mode is back. So as well as some hero updates. I just like to shout out HOTS anytime I get a chance to because it's a dead game and I really enjoy it. It has a soft spot in my heart.
When was the last time you played HOTS?
2 or 3 months ago. Okay. I was very bad, very bad, very bad. I think one thing that also really impacted me is just that a little bit of an age thing. As I've gotten older, I definitely have some issues with my hands. So playing keyboard and mouse in like in a MOBA was getting kind of painful for me. It was getting kind of tough.
Ball.
He just got weak hands.
I guess I got weak hands. My bad. I'm getting old.
He never like forged the like really got into it and like forged the ability to play MOBAs for long periods of times.
Yeah, my main experience was HOTS, and I did dump a lot of hours in HOTS, but not like what you've done with League of Legends. So.
It's not just League. John and me have played a lot of shitty MOBAs.
When we were into League, we played every shitty ripoff MOBA that came out.
Yeah.
We both put quite a bit of time in League, Smite,
Strife, Infinite Crisis.
Yes, R.I.P. Yeah, no, there was tons, and then tons of just real shitty ones.
Yeah. All right, you guys have anything else to add to the weekly wrap up?
I don't think so.
Walking Dead update came out to DBD.
Oh, nice.
So you can now play as Michonne and Rick Grimes in Dead by Daylight.
Nice. Shout out to Dead by Daylight, still doing its thing. All right, Gamestead game of the week. What you got?
I don't think I've done this game for Gamestead game of the week, so let me know if I'm wrong.
Let me check. I got it pulled up. What we got?
Is it updated?
Close enough.
Gamestead game of the week would be Project Zomboid.
Nope.
No, that one's definitely not on there.
Project Zomboid is it's a zombie survival game. It's just kind of like an open world sandbox game from like top down isometric perspective where you spawn in and you are expected to die, and like your character, when you create a character, basically a hardcore character, when your character dies you lose everything. but you spawn in, and basically, I believe it's Kentucky. That you just spawn in. Yeah, because it's basically just a giant map with different varying cities on it, and uh, like you can basically pick like your starting city that you go to, and that's pretty much all you get. You character creation it's a fun way of character creation where you can pick like a starting class essentially, which gives you like unique aspect to your character. Uh, that is basically just something you could eventually get with skills and books and stuff. It's just you get it immediately. And character creation has like a point buy system where you can you can only take positive perks if you take negative perks as well. So taking a
Okay.
negative perk gives you so many points that you can use to buy positive perks. And there's I mean, there are the like meta ways to do it to maximize your gains and everything. Uh, you can go into it with a basic character though, and it's basically you spawn into a house, and the goal is to survive as long as you can, and you can it's basically just loot the city, find weapons, fortify a base, and survive as long as you can. There's a whole bunch of skills that you can get, and it's a lot. It's a big grind game as well because like everything takes time. Like you have to level up. You slowly level up like strength and fitness and things like that. If you're using guns, you have to grind out your aiming so that you're more effective with weapons. Uh, but it's one where sound also plays a big deal. If you're in the middle of a city and you fire off a gun, be prepared to be swarmed. And it's one where when you spawn in, uh, like when you spawn in initially, it's not too long after kind of the apocalypse is taken over. So there's running water and electricity. Uh, and it's kind of randomized after a certain amount of time. Electricity cuts off and water cuts off. So then the only way to have power is to have a generator and be able to get gas, like siphon gas from cars and stuff like that, which you can like hotwire cars and stuff like that. But you can also do like base building. It is like the pretty much like the gold standard of like sandbox zombie survival game. And it has a pretty steep learning curve to it because it's one where like when you create a character and load into the game for the first time, it it doesn't say like starting game or anything that like that. It says you will die because the game expects you to die because it is brutal. Uh, you get like if you break a window open and don't clean the glass out before you go through it, likely to cut yourself open and you have to bandage yourself up or you bleed out. Walk on glass without shoes, you get cut. Zombie bite, 50-50 chance that you get infected and you're just on a timer until you die. But it is an incredibly like deep game.
Yeah.
And if you like hardcore survival games, especially like zombie games, it is probably the best one on the market.
Ooh, there we go. Love to hear that. Well, hey, shout out. Another Gamestead game of the week in the books. We got a good one. Best game on the market if you're looking for that type of survival game. Shout out. All right, boys. Let's go around the room. Let's get out of here.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform is now. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of WrestleStatic. Come back next week where we'll stare at the camera again.
All right, do everything you said and more. And if you like what you saw here, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
And if you want to support us further, the Patreon is a great way to do so. But hey, just liking, commenting, subscribing is enough, and we appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone for stopping by tonight. Thank you so much. As well as check out some Rogue Energy and some Sparky 3 shop. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. We'll be back next week. Got my August Metacritic video going up tomorrow on Sunday, so that will be up for the month. I go through all my predictions for it. May have some other videos coming out soon, and make sure to also go check out the other videos that come out of this episode. If you miss anything, I condense everything down to make it nice and easy for you guys to view. Until next time, guys.